Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where, as you saw by the thumbnail and title, we're looking at more of the Sonic Movie 3 figures. Yeah, apparently the stores randomly just got like another round of them. Another wave has even been announced. Of that wave, there's only one figure I'm going after, so not really. Basically, we're at a good point to call it done, at least for video shooting. Let's go ahead and actually start looking at some toys, though, instead of rambling. We're going to start off with Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. This is the only human figure in the line, and while it is a fantastic figure, kind of irritatingly, because it had to stay in the same price point, Knuckles is actually like a hair taller than Eggman. So, he's too small. He doesn't scale with them. He would have needed to be like, see if I can find one here. I've usually got one handy somewhere. Had he been more, like standard Marvel Legends scale, obviously he'd be probably a hair taller than, Electro here. But he'd still be, like, slightly better in scale than... Because at least he'd be taller than our fuzzy friends. But all that aside, the sculpt, the painting is all fantastic. This is the only figure we will be looking at that doesn't have the extra clear layer over the eyes. The eyes are just straight painted. It's kind of to be expected with the scale they're working at here. Looks like the mustache is actually a separate piece that's then attached. Same with the goggles, which is smart. Keeps paint issues from happening. Posability on him, fantastic, especially for the price. You get some up and down, mostly rotation. The head is on a ball joint. It's just a little limited by sculpt, but it's got some range, which is better than even some Marvel Legends figures. He's got a bit of a butterfly joint in there, so you can move his arm back and forth. The jacket is a rubber piece, so it will move to try to get out of the way for some stuff. You do have an outward joint as well. His arm is very quickly looking in bad shape because of the way we're moving it. Bicep rotation. 90-degree bend at the elbow. There is a rotation at the elbow as well. Pretty standard, like very on par with Marvel Legends, despite being a 5-inch figure, not a 6-inch. Ball joint at the waist with a really, really good range. Obviously, if you move it some ways, the coat will look weird, but most of the time, does a pretty good job there. The legs are attached on a ball joint. The hips, you can't do a whole lot because of the coat. It does its best to move out of the way to accommodate for some stuff, but obviously, whenever you've got a figure with a coat, it gets in the way. You've got a rotation there at the thigh, single jointed knee, but again, a little bit past 90 degrees. Rotation there, just below the knee. Or just above the knee. Standard, like, kind of ankle universal stuff going on here for the feet. Hands are... Like, at first the hands didn't make sense to me, but then I remembered, oh yeah, his gloves are like computers, so he's sitting there doing, Naruto-style hand symbols to, control his robots. So the hands actually work pretty well for that. Maybe they'll do some, like at least 1 or 2 robots of his. I don't know. I know in other scale lines they have, but I don't know if they have one for this scale. But still, really, really good. Really cool. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Tails. Tails is, fittingly, the shortest of all of these figures. Again, very, very well done. All of these figures are well done. I probably should just say that and be done with this. Good fuzzy texturing all over. Got the ribs in the socks. I think that's the right word there. He's got the extra overcoat on the eyes that makes them follow you just a little bit, makes it, look really lifelike. Really, really great little figure. Posability is pretty good on him. As usual, ball joint at the head, little hindered, but whatever. Butterfly joint, blah, blah, blah. Basically, all that's the same as the other guys we've already looked at. What's unique on Tails, as you would expect, is his tails. So you've got a universal going on at the base of each tail, so you get up and down and rotation. And then the base of the part where the tails connect is also a hinge. So you can actually get him to spin his tails. Probably want to angle them better than I am here. But yeah, you can actually do the thing with them. Not quickly, but you can spin the tails. I find I like to do them kind of forward like that, just because it does a lot to help with getting him to stand. Like, my one complaint with basically any line of modern figure, they always put the peg holes in the feet. Give us a stand with them for good. Seriously, why are you going to bother putting in these peg holes if you don't give us something to peg into the holes? But he's a great figure. Just because I can, actually, we're going to go ahead and compare him to this Tails figure that I've had for a long time. This is one of the older Jakks Pacific, I think. Oh, yep, right there. Jakks. Whereas here we got... Oh, wait, no, duh. These ones are Jakks Pacific, too. So, yeah, but here you can see them going from... I think it was like a 3-inch line to a 4-inch line. But yeah, you can see differences between, the raw gaming styles to the movie styles. Looks really neat. Really quick, just because we can, even though we're not reviewing them today. Here we've got Shadow along with Shadow. The articulation bump is so real with these guys. As well as you can tell, like, the texturing, instead of them being smooth, it hides any spots where you've got those really obvious, like, molding lines that are on these guys. Such an upgrade. Same with Sonic. See, he's a bit of a lighter blue. I kind of like the lighter blue. It's a good look. It's neat. On the topic of Sonic, there is a new Supersonic figure as well. He looks great. Now, personally, I don't know if I would have made him smiling. I think I would have left him with a more neutral, kind of intense expression, just because, this movie in particular, when he is going super, it is pretty serious. I mean, as serious as you can get for, a show about a fast blue hedgehog who holds on to a precious stone and then turns into a Super Saiyan. You can see they've changed the quills and stuff. Most of him's the same. It's basically just a new head and a new color. But still, really, really good figure. But then we get to the piece de resistance. Knuckles. Out of all the figures in this line, this was actually the one I wanted the absolute most. And I did not think I was going to be able to get him. I could not find him anywhere. The online scalping for him was ridiculous. Funny enough, right after I get him, I do discover that they're going to be doing basically a reissue of this guy, but it's from the Knuckles not cartoon, but the Knuckles standalone show. So he's going to have the Flames of Disaster. He comes with little fire effects you can put over his fists. Not really concerned about that. Once again, just to say we did. Here we've got him next to his older, like, pure video game counterpart. You can see the eyes are actually a little more of a magenta in the movie stuff versus the straight purple of the other ones. Worth noting, I do actually own a Supersonic as well, of the older ones. Didn't find him while I was going through and getting stuff ready to do this video, so we don't get a comparison there. I'll do like a 10-second short if I ever find him. But my word, this guy is so cool. Now, I will say right off the bat, because of the big knuckle dreads, the head basically doesn't move. Like, it's got just the slightest bit of wibble. That's it. He's still got, though, you know, the butterfly joints in there. He's got, like, a larger scale universal in there for his big old boxing gloves. Still has the articulating hands. Like, there's not a lot to go over with him, because it is just kind of more of the other figures. They all have basically the same standard of quality. But as a huge fan of Knuckles, I cannot overstate how much I love this figure. This is so good. They did my boy justice here. It makes me very, very big happy. This whole line has been genuinely incredible, but like them getting everyone else right, you know, them getting the Eggman right, even if he's a little small and stuff. Funny enough, he's actually he's better sized for these guys. But all that aside, who cares? These are amazing figures. If you are a fan of the movies or a fan of Sonic in general, huge recommendation. Knuckles in particular, I love this figure. I just can't get over it. I love this figure. The tail doesn't move, by the way. That's, I mean, I don't know what you would even do with the tail. It stays out of the way. It gives him a little counterbalance for the big old punchy hands. So, we good. And I will even point out, the cuffs here, I've not had them randomly fall down his arm. So many Marvel Legends figures I've got with, you know, some kind of glove where they've got cuffs like that. The cuffs constantly sliding up the arm, or, you know, if it's the socks, it's going up the leg. Not had a single issue with that here. I'm pretty sure it's because they just glued it on, but you know what? The fact they took the time to actually glue and assemble their figure all the way so that it doesn't do that, I'm still going to give them props. So, yeah, big gushing aside, this figure is awesome. If you don't get this version, like I said, there's a Flames of Disaster version coming out. Looks like it's going to be exactly the same except for the fire fists. Worth getting 100%. Like I said, there's one more figure in the line I want to get. It's not going to get a review because it's going to be Gerald Robotnik to go with my Ivo Robotnik, which means I'm going to have basically just 2 Jim Carreys sitting on my desk. Yay. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, listening to me gush about crap that I like, which is kind of what we do on this channel. I will see you next time.